Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest. Last time I said the name wrong. Last time I said Madara, but actually I think of a better name. Madara, the Midnight Warrior. And this is book 4, so, what are my thoughts? Well, this one is a tie with Crestor. Hard to believe, eh? But yes, book 4 of Series 7 is a tie with Crestor. And now we're going to the plot so I can explain why. Tom was exhausted from fighting Crestor, but he and his friends had to move on to fight the next beast, Madara. They were about to look at the map, but that was not needed at the portal. There was no need because they were already at the portal. Malavel used his magic to control the winds to pull the heroes apart. They held on tightly when suddenly Solo got angry. Tom and friends managed to fend off against terrible tumbleweeds. Then when they headed further through the storm, they encountered two soldiers who were working for Malvo. The soldiers thought that they had Tom and friends captured, but the situation changed fast as Solo was ordered to attack, and they had complete control of the next move. Tom, of course, says he's no murderer like Malvo, but the soldiers tell them of an army that is seeking them. Tom investigates, and after talking with Eleanor, they decided to steal their captured's armor and slip through as soldiers. Eleanor dirted her face up with Storm, dirted her face up so she looked like a man, and Storm and Silver were their supposed captors. It was a brilliant plan, I must admit. So yeah, I really agree with that, because it's not really... It just shows to show how creative Tom could be as a hero. So they tied the soldiers to a tree, and they headed towards the army. Tom and Eleanor explained to a guard they had captured Silver and Storm. They told which direction they came from, which was obviously a lie, because it's like which direction they didn't come from, of course. It's good work on their part. Tom and Eleanor tie their animals up and join the soldiers in a fire, and we see how hard it's been for the soldiers to work for Malvo. Some wanted King Henry back, others may not have. Only reason why they worked for Malvo was obvious for their own survival. The soldiers got hungry and headed for Storm and Silver. Tom and Eleanor convinced the army not to eat them, and Eleanor, as having them alive, will lure Tom and Eleanor, I put that in quotes, here, because they're already here. Eleanor puts a sleeping draught in the stew, which knocks the remaining soldiers surrounding them out. She knocks out the soldiers surrounding them out, and they gather some weapons, bread, and let the army behind. They encounter a dead cattle and eventually a wounded horse rider. Tom and friends discover him to be a cattle rustler desperate for food, and they take the rope and tools that he has, which might be useful. Then Silver sensed something. It was Madara. Tom and friends fought Madara, and she did not overpower them as much as Crestor, but she was very evasive and defensive, because of her fur, which could turn into crystal for a limited amount of time. She knew when to use it. However, Madara got Eleanor in her mouth, which in mouth reach was rare to see. However, Eleanor was okay, her chainmail protected her, and she played dead to trick Madara. When Tom noticed his spear, he needed to get close to using his white jewel from Kaimon. He used his shadow to distract Madara, and Madara tailed it, and Eleanor reunited with Tom. Calling back the shadow, they readied for battle, but how long could they keep it up? Which is good, because Madara wasn't like Crestor. Crestor wanted to get the fight over and done with, so he saw what was there and got it out of the way quickly. Madara is not as, I wouldn't say she's as powerful as him, but she's very cunning and quick. So she has to sort of use what she has to her advantage. She was an evasive beast, and in order to take them down, she had to use defensive and evasive maneuvers. So that's how she worked. But I like how each beast was different. Yeah. So, wherever Madara tailed it, and Ellen and Tom got back to Shadow. They're ready to... No. Tom got to his second wind, and with Silver reunited, and with Ellen using a sling to bash the crystal fur, Tom was managed to strike Madara and collapsed for mercy. Tom gave her that mercy, and she was lifted back through the portal home. Only this time, nothing came from the portal of Odoru's. Tom was unsure why nothing came through, but they checked on the wounded rider. He needed rest fully to recover, but when then a falcon came alongside Odoru, and he was the token. He was token number 4. That's what was like Odoru's pet. Then Odoru shows up and says that the next beast to fight will be the most dangerous yet, but that message and before he can say any more, the message is interrupted by the Malvo's army. They have captured them and found them, and of course Tom eventually says we have to surrender, we're outnumbered. So it looks like that's a good cliffhanger there. That's where the book stops. So yeah, this book does have a few changes in it, and that's because of those changes. Oh, now this is hard. I want to say this is the best book, but is it though? Okay, you know what, F it. I'm going to say it's one step higher than Crystal, just by that little twist ending. Because they gave us some new elements, like nothing comes through the portal, then you think it's nothing, and then it's really the Falcon. And that ending sort of put a few points higher to it than Crystal did. So yeah, Madara is actually not... Yeah, Madara is not a tie, but she is my favourite book. And not to mention she's a cat piece, and I have a thing for cats, so there's that too. But next time I will be doing Alec, I believe his name is, if I'm not wrong. But that will take some time because I haven't got that book yet. I mean, I have the book, but it's the old model. So next time you'll be seeing me doing Alec, and that will be there. So till next time, guys. See you then.